Well, hello everybody. Word up to you today. How you feeling this way? I'm doing pretty good. I'm here to kind of give my, and I should say my take on the Bad Boys Ride or Die film. And just a heads up, so you'll know, this is going to be a not spoiler free. This is going to be total spoilers. And if you do not want to be part of the persons who want to be spoiled, I suggest that you leave right now. So shoot, go away, take care. Come back when you watch the film. I'll give you a few minutes. I'll give you a few. Give me a moment here. And we're off. Here we go. All right. Bad Boys Ride or Die. Okay. I gotta say, I was telling some other people, this is not what I thought this film was going to be. I mean, it's actually pretty good. It's a pretty good ride. It does have some of the so-called tropes of past, film action, buddy cop films, but it's still in lines with what's going on. It's in saying that, okay, we have to remember these characters are not the same characters we knew just about 30 years ago. They were in their 20s, they were young, they were the spy. These guys are damn near close to 60, okay? Like me, the, you know, the gears are wearing down pretty much, you know. And what's funny is both of them experience the characters, Mike Lowry and Marcus Burnett, suffer from certain things. In this film, Marcus Burnett actually suffers from a heart attack. I was like, oh, wow, okay. But it makes sense because these things tend to happen when you get at a certain age. You never know when it's going to happen. And, you know, Marcus, he, no, it's like Marcus. Mike, he starts to suffer from panic attacks. See, these are things these guys didn't have to think about or worry about, or like anyone who's, you know, in that prime of their lives. But nature's calling, and they're saying, "Hey, bitches, it's time for you to know that you are going to get sick in some kind of way, or you're going to like, you know." But kind of get going here. The movie starts with Mike Lowry getting married, actually tying the knot, surprisingly. And I guess because knowing that he has a son now, it's like I want to try to do more mature things, so that makes sense. But getting to the point where Marcus has a heart attack, he sees the vision of their old captain Howard, Captain Howard, and Captain tell him pretty much, it's not your time. It's not your time. So knowing that it's not his time, he's not afraid of anything. Marcus is now, although he does some stupid shit like you kind of see it in the trailer, but he goes outside, top of the roof, um, and pretty much dances in his, hospital gown and kind of flashes himself in front of him. He does a full Monty, and it's just it's just hilarious. But I'm gonna try to stick with the story points. That way, you can kind of get an idea of what's going on here. What we find out is Captain Howard. He's been dead since, you know, Bad Boys for Life. Here, someone is setting him up as, dirty cop, that he's been in with the cartels, and he's pretty much, dirty. He's always been dirty. But as it turns out, he's being framed. And the guy that set him up the son of Mike Lowry knows this, and their whole mission is to try to get these guys get the idea of who this mystery guy is. And the funny thing is, you find out that Captain Howard has both a daughter and a granddaughter, and the daughter is working in, the U.S. Marshals. She's a marshal officer, and of course, she pretty much has, like anyone would, a grudge against Mike's son, and who wouldn't? Like I said, who wouldn't be? But anyway, you come to find out that this person who killed or had Captain Howard and some other cops killed. You find out later. I'm just gonna skip ahead because, like I say, it's entangled. But just before I get to that, they tried. Mike and Marcus try to get his son out of jail to try to ID this guy, but they're so keen on trying to kill this man, they go all out to try to find some way to kill him. So, in the middle of all this, certain characters that you've seen in the past actually do come up. Unfortunately, they get killed off gruesome way. But what you kind of find out is that even though the people that this guy had Captain Howard killed, he has people who are tech savvy and they're good with computers, so they can hack and everything. But it turns out Captain Howard had backup files that he himself said he didn't trust nobody on the inside of the unit. So he had it sent to somebody that he could trust, which was the tall, lanky nerd guy, hacker guy. What was the tall dude? I forget what his name is, and some of my, but he sent it to him. As it turns out, Captain Howard sent a video file of him saying, "If you are if you the two that I know and believe and trust, then I'm sending this to you to send to someone else so they can find out, what's going on." And Howard pretty much says in the video, there are people in the police department who are corrupt, and they're trying to take you out. And the funny thing is, he finds out who this person is, or at least he was about to find out who this person is that killed him. So, in the midst of all this, Marcus and Mike get set up for murder. They get set up for killing, the transports dudes who are transporting Mike's son, and they're now they're on the run. So at this point, they have no place to go, or I put it like this: they have no one to really trust because they don't know who on the inside, who on the police department they can trust. So back and forth, it's pretty much some action back. And the guy who set these guys up, he sets out a bounty for $5 million for anybody to try to take these guys out. And I'm just like, man, hysterics go and things arise, and it's just crazy, But it's showing how desperate this guy is, because his team and him want them dead, because they can ID the son can ID him. They can ID him. So anyway, what you come to find out, the person who's doing this, he used to be a cop himself. In fact, he used to be a DEA agent or something like that. And he was a good, honest cop. He was good, honest, enforcer. But he got caught by the cartel, and they tortured him tremendously. And somehow that made him snap. That snapped him. And kind of like Anakin Skywalker, turned to the dark side, and Yeah, he just like he didn't care. He didn't care who it is. I'm killing off, good guys left and right, but somehow making them martyrs after framing them. But after said and done, you come to find out who the inside person is. Although there are people in there, and to get them to come out of hiding, Marcus and Mike and his son still have some people from leftover from the last movie to the people, the youngsters. When I say youngsters, I mean they're over 30, but I mean for us they're youngsters. If you're my age, so they have to go in blind, meaning that they can't have no SWAT, no backup. They're the only ones who can take them out. And push come to shove, you know, they find out who the inside person is behind all this, or at least who's part of it. And it's because I won't tell you too much about who the inside person is, but I think when you see the film, you probably figure out that's who that is. This is the motherfucker who did this. I was like, you know, but when you see it, you'll get it. But no. But the film ends with they get the bad guys, of course. Mike's son, he gets injured a little bit, but he allows him because he's like I say, he's out of jail. He was out of prison. So I ID this guy. He gets sent. He pretty much he sets him free. So even though he's a wanted fugitive, he's been set free. Yeah, he's still got crimes that he's committed, but Mike says, I'm gonna let him go. And to give you an idea, before I go any further, Captain Howard's daughter had a grudge, a vengeance towards this man, and at the end, she was going to shoot the man, but the daughter stepped in and said, "No, don't do that," because her and Larry's wife were taking hostage during this time, and it's Mike's son managed to save the granddaughter of Captain Howard, and you know the daughter of Captain Howard was about to shoot him just because she take a vengeance. But the daughter stopped her, and without trying to play whatever, she lets him go. So now he's kind of on the run, but he's just she's a fugitive basically. But anyway, but the film ends with the knowledge that whatever comes up next, we don't know. Oh, and I should mention some little points in this film. If anyone remembers Reggie from, he was in the last film, but he was in Bad Boys 2, and he married the daughter of Marcus. You find out he's a Marine in the last film. We get to see this homeboy, and I said to myself, it's like, okay, if he's military, he's trained, he's gonna have to show. He's got to show some skills. He's got to show some skills. That's what I said of doubt. Turns out that the guy that set up the ex DA agent, law enforcement agent, sent some guys to try to kill or take hostage of one of either Mike's home or Marcus's home. And when they came to Marcus's home, Reggie went God mode. Okay, he pretty much, dude. He let out, dude. I mean, look. Let me just say, when you see him in Bad Boys 2, he's just like, "Hi, Mr. Burnett. Mr. Burnett, I'm here to take your daughter." Dude, this is a this is a different Reggie. Reggie is the shit right here, okay? And I wanted to see that. When I saw that, I'm like, yes, that's what I want to see. I want to see Reggie letting off taking out suckers left and right, and he did this. I was like, shit, that's what I'm talking about, you know. But no, dude, it's a good sequence, and like I say, you have to see it for yourself to see it. But there's another treasure trove in here, which most people won't see it. But I felt that when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, they actually got this person to do this. There's a scene where, since the guys are on the run, Marcus, you know, Mike and his son on the run, they had to stash some clothes and whatnot, and there's a scene where these two white guys saying, "Okay, you stealing our stuff," you know, and Mark is saying, "Just because we black, we stealing your stuff." It's like Mike tells me, "Look at your shirt. It says purebred white boy." And then the white guys tell him, "It's like, hey, sing a song, sing a Reba song." And this is Reba McEntire. This is referring to Reba McEntire. If you're not a fan or you never heard of her, she's a country singer. And to tell you the truth, I'm actually a big fan of hers. She's a good singer. They starts trying to sing one of her songs, but they say bad boys. It's bad boys. What you know? They start singing. They put it integrate in that. And here's the thing that really I was like, did they actually do this? When they take from the guys who they stole the clothes from, on the soundtrack, you hear a country version of Bad Boys being sung. And I kid you not, I'm wondering, did they actually get Reba McEntire to sing this song? Because if they did, I'm like, oh my God, they went all out doing that as funny as comedy goes. Turns out, and see, this is the thing, this is why I love staying credits. I'm a credit watcher, I always have been. In the soundtrack, when they show the songs being, when the song of the country version of Bad Boys came up, Reba McEntire's name was in the credits on there. I was like, oh, now I'm like, whoa, they did do this. She actually sung the country version of Then she was actually they actually got her on the soundtrack. They actually got this country singer to sing a country version of Bad Boys. That was so insane, but it was funny as hell too, because that is so that I'm like, wow. I'm like, wow. I was just like, okay, that's oh my wow. I'm like, if you would, hey, squeeze that lemon, you don't know how much juice you're gonna get out of it. Do that. So that's just little, you know, tidbits there. But all in all, this film, it's like I say, it's less than 2 hours. It's about as long as Godzilla X Kong. You know, just under 2 hours. But it's a good 2 hours spent well. It's not, you know, horning in and whatever. They're not, you know, playing. They do the 2 hours very well. You know, they don't lose no time. They don't, you know, gain no time. They actually use the time wisely, which is good, which I like. So I feel the film is going to do pretty well at the box office, although, you know, the numbers for this box office this year has been pretty drab, and I don't know. I don't know. I mean, the the way Hollywood is right now, I don't know what to know. I mean, and to tell you the truth, I honestly don't care anymore, because I still go to the movies because I want to be entertained with other people around me and have that experience like I always have since I've been so high. But things change and the games change that. But we're not going to get on that political statement. I'm just going to tell you that the film is a go-to. It's a very good film, you know, in terms of entertaining you. Uh, is it better than the last one? Yeah, I say it's about. I think it's about even with that one. You know, I think it's, you know, probably because it's long ago, but it's still got its good points. You know, it's still got, and it's unique than the other three. You know, it's different, and that's what I like about sequels. If they're going to tell a story, make sure it's different than what we've had in the past, instead of just going on with continuing just doing the same old scribble. You know, same old blash. You know, bland old whatever. You know, it's kind of like same old stuff they do all the time with some other sequels. Avatar's ring a bell. Anyway, I'll leave you with that, and hopefully, if y'all go see the film, you know, you have a good time watching it too. So, that being said, I'll end this review with this spoiler review and say that hey, always, as I said before, take care. No, be patient. Take care. Always keep that kaiju, but film of any kind. Love a lot.